We shall now begin the voting process. Those in favor of draft Resolution A, ES 10L33, please signify. Those against, abstentions. The draft Resolution A/ES-10/L.33 is adopted.
Australia is committed to working with the international community to end this conflict, to stop the suffering, and immediately and unconditionally to secure the release of all hostages held by Hamas. Tomorrow marks 1 year since Australia joined 152 other countries in voting for a ceasefire in this Assembly. Further delay will only see more lives lost. Second, this resolution's demand for full, rapid, safe and unhindered humanitarian assistance to Gaza has never been more necessary. The current situation in Gaza is catastrophic, the human suffering unbearable. In Israel's response to Hamas atrocities on October 7, more than 44,000 Palestinians have been killed, including more than 13,000 children. Nearly all of Gaza's 2.1 million people have lost their homes and do not have enough food, water, medicine or shelter. Third, along with the international community, Australia reiterates our call on all parties to comply fully with international law. Civilians and humanitarian workers must be protected. Israel must take urgent action to alleviate this humanitarian crisis in line with the binding orders of the International Court of Justice. Fourth, Australia supports this resolution's unwavering commitment to the vision of a two-state solution, because it is the only way out of this terrible cycle of violence. Fifth, we support this resolution because of its call for the immediate and unconditional release of hostages and the urgency of the current crisis. In terms of reservations, we support the United States proposal for an immediate ceasefire deal with the release of hostages as endorsed by the United Nations Security Council. Ceasefires have conditions that parties must agree. This reality should have been reflected in the resolution. The fact it has not is a shortcoming. Moreover, Australia remains unequivocal in our condemnation of Hamas. This resolution should have done the same for their atrocities on 7 October that left 1,200 Israelis dead and more than 200 hostages taken, and all their acts of terror. Australia repeats our demand for Hamas to release all hostages immediately and unconditionally. Hamas must lay down their arms. There can be no role for terrorists in the future governance of Gaza. Finally, President, Australia continues to give careful consideration to the International Court of Justice's conclusions in its advisory opinion. Our vote is not determinative of Australia's position on all the conclusions in that opinion, including those recalled in this resolution.